This is a story about Herbert and Matilda. Both are from the same family. Both live in a nice town, sort of like yours. Both go to a nice church. Both say that they are Christians, and both know a lot about Jesus. Let's check in on them at church. Matilda enters excited to see her friends and hear more about Jesus. Herbert stomps in after arguing with his mom about bringing a comic book along to read when he gets bored. His mom doesn't know that he brought it anyway. It seemed only fair since what he really wanted to do was stay home and play video games. During song time, Matilda sings songs straight to Jesus from her heart. Herbert tries to sit and sneak peeks at his comic. When his mom makes him stand up, he sulks and begins to distract his friend Gilda. When it's time to pray, Matilda again tells God that she loves him, and she asks him to help Sally, who is sick. She also thanks him for answering her prayers about Marie. Herbert, on the other hand, thinks that it's more fun to spy on the people with their eyes closed. He punches Gilda, and they laugh at how seriously Matilda's praying. What they don't know is that she is praying for them. After the amen, the minister begins to preach. Matilda may not understand everything he says, but she listens and learns more about how Jesus wants her to live. Herbert works out a system so that he and Gilda can read comic books without his mom seeing. They get so involved in the comics that they don't hear the minister ask everyone to stand and pray. Herbert's mom hears, and she notices them, something they both wish hadn't happened. Gilda finds her own mom fast. What's the difference between the two? Let's ask them. Herbert, what do you feel is the difference between you and Matilda?
Well, I've heard all those Bible stories, and I've heard about Jesus, but I'm not just as interested as Matilda is.
Do you understand that sin separates you from God, and that Jesus died in your place so that you can know God?
Well, I've heard about it, but I'm not a bad person or anything. I mean, I haven't killed anyone. I haven't robbed anybody. I stole Joey's pencil one time, but I mean, other than that, I'm a good person.
Matilda, what do you think is the difference between you and Herbert?
Well, I found out that God really loves me and he just wants to come into my heart, and all the things that I was doing, like sinning and disobeying my mom and just being selfish and having bad attitudes, were all just separating me from him. And so Jesus died on the cross for my sins, and I had to ask him to forgive me so that he could take away all the sin in my life and that I could follow him. And it's exciting to come to church because I can talk to Jesus and he talks to me back, and I can just worship him. I don't know about Jesus, I know him.
What about you, Herbert? Do you know Jesus?
Well, not really. Matilda, when we get home, can you tell me a little bit more about Jesus?
Yeah.
Cool. Let's go.